Hey there, folks. Brian Kyneton here from the Cinema Psycho Show, and we're back again at the 40-Hour Film Project Wrap Party. We are here with
Lane Wilson.
We've got with us today
Director Yackuboskey of the film Ruthless.
Ruthless. Awesome.
Yes.
What's the film about?
It's about a retired street fighter who's forced back in underground street fighting, where he finds out his rival is stealing his most precious item, his girl.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Very never back down kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
So like action genre?
Yeah,
or?
we Friday night at the kickoff, we're kind of like, this is my first 48. And it was pretty much everybody on my team's first 48 except our director of photography. So the genre thing, I told Brian Fuller, our DP, I said, we could just do one genre. We don't have to do the other one. He goes, no, we have to do both. If you want a chance to win, you got to do both. And he's like, I was like, well, what are we going to pull? And he's like saying all these different things that we could pull, like fantasy and food, vacation, film noir, all these different abstract genres.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we'll do both, Brian. So I pulled both cards. I pulled them together. It's really cool cards. Have you seen the cards? I asked PJ Gaynor. I should have brought them in, but they're really, really cool cards.
Nice.
And
That's awesome.
Really fancy looking. It's a great souvenir. But I pulled, at the same time it was called martial arts or fight film. It was one genre. And then the other one was romance.
Oh,
so I was like, this is so
that's
easy.
perfect.
That's
Yeah.
This is
awesome.
great. You know what I mean? This is like right up the alley. I had a 2-time Pac-12 finalist on my talent. I had a 3rd degree jiu-jitsu in my talent pool. It's like I have a wrestling background, so we had a lot of really, nice, good-looking people in our talent pool. So I was like, romance, this is right up our alley. Until our talent pool I had 2 leads selected. I had our team lead, Mike Lewandowski, and his wife, Adina, my sister, picked to be like the leads, Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as Adina found out it was romance, she goes, I'm not doing any romance whatsoever on film. And I was like, Mike, you can't be the lead now. I said, she's out, so I had to pivot.
Yeah.
And we ended up pivoting to Jake Mack and Megan Perry, and they were phenomenal. So actually the pivot ended up being absolutely amazing.
Great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That feels like that's how 48 always goes. Like something
Yeah.
like throws you off,
Yeah.
but it just seems like it's getting you on the right path to make the right film at the right time.
Well, look who it is. I was starting to think you weren't going to show up.
Well, I'm a man of my word. I said I'd be here, and you showed up.
So it seems.
So when and where is this fight happening?
You thought we would just tell you the location? Oh no, you don't get to know those things. Rolls are rolls. All first-timers need to be brought in with complete secrecy. By the way, you're going to have an audience. You have them, right?
You know it.
This just got so much more interesting. Prep them.
Turn around, boy. You try to refine the process as much as you can going into the weekend, and then you have to pivot because you have to, right? Because things change.
Absolutely.
And then it seemed like every original idea we had, the pivot was so much better. Like having Jake Mack and Megan Perry as the 2 leads in our film. I mean, when I was cutting that with Brian on Sunday, I was like, I'm like editing a Netflix movie here. This is incredible. It's amazing. Yeah. And just so you know, they ran the Pittsburgh Marathon. Get this. Megan and Jake both ran the Pittsburgh Marathon in an average of 7 minutes, 23 seconds a mile.
Wow.
As a couple.
Wow.
As a couple. Who does that?
That's wild.
That is insane.
Sounds like you had insane
athletes.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane talent. So our first weekend shoot, I thought it would be brutal because that's what Brian was saying because he's done like 20 of them. And it was brutal. Like we finished our writer's room Friday night at 12:30. We started shooting Saturday. We were waiting for Megan, the talent, who was in Erie at a bachelorette party Friday night, who I had to pivot to. I stuck to that as the director. She didn't show up till late Saturday. So we had 2 scenes shot by like 4 o'clock Saturday. We had 7 more scenes to shoot. So we wrapped up our shoot 12:30 at night, like Saturday, like it's 12:30 at midnight.
That's
Straight
tough.
to the editing room. We edited all day Sunday. Brian was an absolute warrior, and myself. Not to pat myself in the back, but we slid the movie in there at 7:24 p.m. 6 minutes.
Amazing.
It was 6:30,
Amazing.
and I said, Brian, we still got another hour. He goes, no. He said, deadline's 7 o'clock. I said, no, it's 7:30, and I looked it up. It's 7:30. They have a countdown clock on the site.
Yep.
So I put the countdown clock on the big TV. I said, there's the countdown clock, Brian.
Nice.
So let's keep going. So, but Brian's specialty is color. Like, that's like his thing, you know?
Yep.
And then there was like 20 minutes to go. And I said, Brian, I haven't added a song to this yet. I said, I got to put the music in. I said, we got 6 tracks to put in there. I got 20 minutes to go. And he was like, I got to do color. I said, forget color. I said, forget color. We got to do sound. And he was like, okay, you're right. He jumps out of the chair and tags me in. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great time. Yeah.
So where can we find you? Where can we find the film?
L&L Studios, Ruthless. It's being premiered tonight, 7 o'clock, so it's already posted. So it says
Great.
Saturday, May 24th. I don't know when you guys are going to post this podcast, but it's tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be on there. So L&L Studios is our company. So you can find us anywhere, any social media platform,
Awesome.
Instagram.
Fantastic.
Yeah, anywhere but TikTok. Cause
You can skip TikTok.
nothing,
It's
against,
all right.
TikTok.
nothing against TikTok, but I forgot the username, and it's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I
No,
just
it's
forget
a
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a big thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very
Well,
cool.
great talking to
Yeah,
you.
very
so
nice
much for
meeting you
sharing your
too.
stories.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's great meeting with you.